Hey guys, happy fabulous Friday. I hope you guys are having a good day. It's getting kind of hot here in San Antonio. It's pretty warm out. There we go. All right. Yeah, pretty warm out today. So I have this really cute Lion King card I want to do with you guys today. I had a I envisioned it from looking at some punches. This is on clearance. Both of these punches are on clearance. This is the Strawberry Builder punch, and this is the Lip punch. The stamp sets that go with these are no longer available, but the punches are on the clearance section. They're only like $10, these punches. And the circle punch just came back. This circle punch is now available in our store again. The 1/3, 1 3/4, and the 2-inch punches are available again because they're going to retire the circles, the layering circles. But I'm wondering if they're going to be replaced with something else. So let me get our stuff here. So I've got a couple options. I really was inspired by this paper. So this is the Like an Animal paper. And as you can see, it's a foil. And it has all this like foil specialty paper, basically. It has the alligator. It looks, I guess this would be like a cheetah maybe. And then obviously like a fish. Then we have a leopard. Then we have a giraffe. And we also have a zebra. And I love the zebra. So I was immediately thinking of animals and the Lion King and that kind of stuff, which had me then make this Lion King card. Super cute, right? So I made this Lion King card with those foil papers and the punches. And I'll show you how I did that here in a minute. It's, I had to do quite a bit of punching, but it's still super cute. I don't know if you remember when he sings, I Can't Wait to Be King. Well, that's where it all started. You know, like I envisioned that and how he has the leaves around his head because he doesn't have a mane yet, you know, because he just has like baby lion fur. And so this is a Rich Razzleberry, which is one of our retiring colors. This is Daffodil Delight and Shaded Spruce. I used a lot of bright colors because the Lion King, I mean, it's all bright colors and throughout most of it, but especially in that particular scene, it has all those great, it has all the great imagery with all the animals and stuff. So I thought that was the perfect, there we go, the perfect scene to use with all these animals. I mean, I obviously wanted to make it Lion King related, but technically there's no leopards in that scene, but I love the leopard paper. So the paper is originally white, but because you can use markers that will resist the, I think you can even use the water-based markers that will color. No, the water-based markers might not color on this paper, but the blends definitely will color on this paper. And so it's like the foil is a resist. And so it's pretty cool. And then I use this one stamp set. This stamp set is retiring. You're Kind of a Big Deal. And I just thought that was kind of a fun play on the Lion King, since, you know, he, what's the word? Since he wants to be king, yada, yada. So, all right, so we have a few basic layers. I'm going to glue those together. Oh, and I need to get my inside. Let me get an inside layer. I've been running low on my inside layers. I got to cut some more. So I hope everything's going well. Good, okay. So, all right. So we're going to put our Shaded Spruce on top of our Daffodil Delight. I wanted a lot of bright colors. Whoops. I thought that was important. And rich razzleberry, the reason why I wound up using rich razzleberry is because when Simba, you know, pops his head through the leaves and makes his own mane with the leaves are like a cherry cobbler, but one of them is almost like a Mary Merlot. And honestly, I don't really like Mary Merlot. I'm happy it's retiring because I kind of hate that color. So I'm super happy it's gone. I wasn't a big fan of it anyway. I'm excited about the new colors we're getting. We're getting so many fun new colors. And one of my most favorite colors in the whole world is coming back. Lemon Lime Twist. Look, I have the Lemon Lime Twist from last time and I still have it. And so I am so excited it's coming back because I just love this color. Anyway, super excited it's coming back. So, all right, so here are our initial layers, just the basics, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my coloring first because, you know, just get that out of the way. So I decided, you know, what layering am I gonna have? I wanted to have the silver, the silver, oh, I meant to have the silver in the middle. I guess I mixed it up. My bad. I don't think anyone noticed, but I wanted the silver in the middle because the contrast of the gold. And each layer is just normal layer. There's nothing fancy about each layer. So, but when I colored, I wanted the giraffe. I went ahead and used a traditional dark Daffodil Delight. And remember, you always want to put a paper underneath when you're coloring with the blends because I went ahead and colored over the foil too. Notice how I'm coloring on the foil as well, because then it gives an even look all the way across, because it does slightly tint the foil, just slightly. I just love the resist of it. We might have been able to get away with using a water marker on this too, a water-based marker, but I'm not sure, and I didn't really feel like, I only have a tiny bit of this paper, and I didn't want to mess up a piece, you know what I mean? So I'll try it out and see at another time. And I love that the zebras, let's see, did I get all of it? Yeah. So you always want something underneath because this does bleed. So then I wanted a zebra. I love how the zebras are teal in this scene. And so I definitely wanted to use, this is light shaded spruce. They are retiring Bermuda Bay, which my friend Darlene is super bummed out about because she, that's like her favorite color. They're retiring Bermuda Bay. They're bringing back Blueberry Bushel, which I actually liked that blue. I thought it was a pretty blue. It's not as dark as navy, but not as bright as Pacific Point or, yeah, but not as bright as Pacific Point. It just has a nice color to it. Okay, and so I just color it, and so it's a little messy, but the streaks will go away, the alcohol dries, you know. I just love those teal zebras in that scene. I just think they're fun. I can't see it. If you guys are commenting, I can't see it. It's not showing up. So sorry about that. Sometimes lately it's been kind of funny how it's not really been showing everything. All right, and this is Dark Highland Heather. Such a good bright marker. I think I got it all. All right. I think we're done with our blends. Let those dry for, oops, there's a spot. I always like to wait a second because sometimes as it dries, you notice a little spot you missed. I think the other ones I did pretty good with. Oh. Yep. Okay, and we'll let that dry because the alcohol does need to dry a second. We'll let that dry for a minute. Then we're going to start punching. So to make our little Lion King head, I used leaves for the back and a circle punch to hold them together. So I'm going to punch a circle out of just plain white that I have. I guess my scrap disappeared. Okay. So I'm going to punch a 1 3/4 inch circle with just, you know, because this will fit behind its head. You need to have something to attach your leaves to, is the goal, okay? That's the key. So, and then I use this little flat because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So I got to punch out my leaves. I want to do rich raspberry first. So I'm punching all the leaves out of the strawberry punch. Actually, I think I could do it this way. Yeah. And I think I'll get more. It's a little bit messy because you'll get some extra stuff coming up. So I try to just kind of keep it there. I need 5 of each color of the rich raspberry and 5 of the cherry cobbler. Come on. My paper's stuck in here. Hang on. There we go. Usually just takes a second to get it out. Let me dump any scraps. There we go. And let me get another leaf. I need one more. There we go. And then I need some cherry cobbler. So this one got punched quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and punch a couple more out of this and then throw this piece away. Ooh. Oh, almost like a garbage piece, you know. Just 2 more. Whoop. I know I can turn it the other way so they don't all the pieces don't pop up, but I try to use the maximum amount of paper, or the most. I mean, I try to maximize my paper by using the least amount of paper with when I'm punching. So, all right, so we're done with our little strawberry punch. And like I said, we did all the leaves in that. Then we're going to go ahead and make like a little starburst. I did it with the glue dot, but you know, I think this time I'm going to do it with the glue dots. Kind of pop them up, but you know, anyway, I'm going to put a little dot here. Let's see if this works. You're just gonna, I don't know if that's gonna work. We'll see. I used a glue dot last time because I don't know, I just wanted something temporary because I wasn't sure what I was gonna do in the end. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess I Need to squish them a little more together because there shouldn't be really any gaps between. This is why it's probably better I did not use the glue dot. So good job, Jen. Because with the glue dot, they get kind of stuck on permanently and then you can't move them around. All right. Yeah. Now I'm gonna put a glue dot on the top because I want it to be strong. And so normally my glue dots are not upside down like this, but I think it happens every so often. Let me just get some tweezers. And we're not doing any embellishments today. Just cardstock, just ink and paper. And the stamps are minimal, you know. Okay. So, and then we're gonna layer the cherry cobbler around the edge of the glue dots here. We can add another glue dot if we need. But I didn't want to glue them down too hard because I did want them to be kind of move a little bit when you're looking at the card, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's see, it does really bulk it up. Okay. So you see they're set, but they're not permanently stuck down on every single piece. And the same thing here. You see, if someone was to hold the card, it wouldn't be permanently stuck down, you know? Because I didn't want it to look too forced, but I definitely wanted those leaves. Okay, we still need a few more glue dots. And so what I did was I practiced. The reason why I have this out was to show you how I practiced doing it, to see if it was even possible to make a Lion King look. You know, would this even look okay? So I used the white, which I have a bunch of and is pretty cheap. And just, this is called punch art, they call it. And just use that to help me make it. Okay. Let's go ahead and glue these on since they're dry, and I'll let that dry a second. Okay, I want this in the middle, and then let's see, do I want the purple on the bottom? Yeah, I wanted the silver in the middle on the other one, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. It was kind of late last night when I was finishing my card. I think it was last night. It might have been. Oh, see, I missed a spot here with the yellow. Just the tiniest spot. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I signed up for bingo, my friend. Oh, darn it. I did that wrong again, too. You guys, I'm a little tired. It's Friday. Okay. You don't want to do this center one first because you want to put the outside ones first, then this one last. I happen to get lucky, and I'll show you. Let me grab my other scraps to show you. I happen to get lucky. So let me set that aside for a second. The reason why, let me show you why, just because, you know, on the long videos, I like to explain my thinking only so it can help you in the future. The only reason why, way I learned was because other people showed me things too. Oh, here we go. All right. So when you center it's easier to center. This is not a perfectly proportioned piece. Oh, this piece is smaller or bigger than the other piece that I used here. No, yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It has to be trimmed down. But so here's my outside piece. All right, and let me try and get this one even on the outside to the top. Okay. All right, and then I can center this one in the middle. So you see I'm using the corners to guide the top one and the bottom one. Because what'll happen is you'll put this one, oh, this one's perfectly centered. And then you'll say, oh, I want this one to be right here. And then you'll go to put this one down and you'll have too big of a gap. So say I made my gap only like that big because I thought, oh, that's good enough. And then I go to put down the leopard and there's too much space down here. You see, now this is too big and that is too small. Even if these two in the center are correct, these ones are off. So it's always better to do your outside first and then your inside. So think of like Pretty Woman and how, you know, she learns how to use the fork. Start with the outside and go in. And so the same kind of idea. All right. So now we're going to use this strawberry punch again to make our ears and our head. And this is crushed curry, which is retiring, which I'm fine with too, because I didn't really like this color anyway. It's funny, I just happened to make a card that is using all these retiring colors. It wasn't even planned that way. And the reason why I was having trouble making the ears. If I used the leaves, I'd have to try and cut them just right, and it's hard to get perfect symmetrical cuts. So I found that if I used the heart punch, I got the perfect little ear shape, because his ears are big, but they're not that big, you know. And so let me cut a couple hearts. Whoops. Okay. All right, so this is the lip punch and the strawberry punch. So the strawberry punch gives me the head, and the lip punch is giving me the ears. You might have something else that's similar to this little heart that might be enough. I was trying to use this ice cream punch. I thought about trying to use this, but it's a little too rounded, you know, because the lion face is a little more shaped. I had to do a little bit more cutting, and it just wasn't working. If you have to try and cut freehand a shape and repeat it a second time, it's hard. It's hard to do that. So, but these punches are only $10. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put on the ears. I went ahead and, well, I think I'll draw first. No, because I want to get them just right. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our ears on. I just put a glue dot on it. Oh, this one's really sticky. Right? And then I just tried to line up the bottom of the heart. You see how that's the bottom of the heart? I lined it up with the edge of the head here. Because his ears come out of the side more than they come out of the top. When I think about cats, you know, kitty cats, their ears come out of the very top. But with lions, it's not really the same. And so I put a glue dot on the opposite side of the other heart, where it's going to tuck under. And I try to do the same thing. It's not as perfect on this left side as on the right side, but I think the strawberry punch is a little bit off on purpose. Okay. Yeah. Because it's like this right ear looks slightly bigger than the left ear. It's because of the strawberry punch, not because you did anything wrong. Okay. So then I went ahead, and I don't know if you remember when they, you know, Rafiki draws the Lion King on the tree. Well, when he draws him, he doesn't draw his actual face. He just draws like a generalized this shape. So this is soft suede, which I believe is also retiring. This is soft suede Stampin' Right marker. You cannot use the blends on the cardstock. It really, really bleeds, okay? So you can't use the blends on the cardstock. It just bleeds way too much. Okay, And then in order to get his ears just looking right, I went ahead and just colored, because I was trying to use the blends at first, but oh man, they just bled. It was too much. And then I just took the tip and slightly went over the side like that. So there's still the shape of the ear, but not too much. It's a little harder to do it on this side. Okay. Okay, and I just do one line for that ear coming over. I'm lying, I just did a second one. There we go. But I add quite a bit because this bottom part of his head is like, his ear is like a little black, dark brown. Like this is early espresso. Okay, and the reason why I didn't do it first is because it's kind of hard to get it just right. I actually should lift up his face a little. There we go. It was a little hard to get it just right. And this one's a little pointier, and I don't like that. Dang it. There we go. I just tried to make him as even as possible. This is the early espresso. This is not retiring, this Stampin' Write marker. But any of the markers that had the retired colors, all of those are retiring, and they're going to come out with a new pack of markers. Okay, so there's our basic Simba. Let me put on this last little piece of purple. I was just lucky when I did this one because I managed to get it perfectly centered. So this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, the shaded spruce. And then, oh, let me tell you the shape of the size of these 3 pieces. It's 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. So each one of these pieces is 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay. So now I have my little leaves. All that glue on the bottom has dried. Then I'm going to take some dimensionals and add my little. It was harder to design this card than it was to put it together. Actually, it's funny. Here we go. I just, these little ones are open, so I'll just use these. Remember when Jonathan Taylor Thomas was like so famous, and then he got to play Lion King, which made him even more famous? I was a little bit older, so I never thought he was that cute, but I mean, he was fine, but he was so short. So you just put some dimensionals in the back of here. Okay. And then I just, whoop, whoop. I'm almost gonna loosen my leaf. So it's still a little delicate with the glue dots, but the Simba head kind of, whoops, puts things in place. You can move them a little bit before you press down. It just kind of holds everything into place. There you go. And then we're going to pop him right there. So there we go. Then, before I get that done, I wanted to add one little thing. So I had added a leaf to the inside here for my original card. It takes time to figure it out, Sylvia. It really does. So I put this little leaf inside with "You're kind of a big deal." I like putting my sentiment a little off to the side. I can usually get it straighter if I put it off to the side as opposed to center. That's just me. Let me go ahead and grab my punch. Here we go. And I'll put a little leaf in there. I think I'll put another cherry cobbler leaf. There we go. I was going to say, I know there's a scrap here. And the only reason how I learned how to design Many things I copy from other people. Now, the Lion King I came up with on my own, but I just envisioned it and came up with it. But this layout I got from another designer. Someone else had done this layout, and I had to do a little bit of playing with it. Oops, I need to sharpen that punch. I had to play with it just a little bit to get it right. So I went ahead and I glued my leaf down in the corner before I stamped, because I want to use that to guide it. And I just went ahead and used shaded spruce with the cherry cobbler. I don't know, I just thought it was cute. You're kind of a big deal. There we go. I hope this white piece is the right size. I'll be bummed if it's not, because it'll be a little messy. Oops, I didn't glue down my Lion King. I got so excited about finishing. All right, here we go. And so you'll learn, Sylvia, over time that, you know, just to copy other people's designs from Pinterest. Okay. And so I just put some glue on that little white circle. And let me go ahead and put him down. My leaves are a little bit off, but that's okay. They seem a little off center. I was going to put him, I thought about putting him off to the side or things like that, but it just didn't look right. He really just needed to be front and center. And so there's our Lion King card. That's it. That's the extent of it. Well, that turned out pretty good. I thought it looks pretty cool for, you know, I let the materials do the work for me with the foil. You see, I didn't have to add any embellishments because the foil alone is enough. And remember, the foil was white and was originally white and gold and white and silver. But because I colored it, I could change it up, you know? And so don't limit your thinking when you see some things, because I learned this technique from Candy, Sylvia, my upline. I would have never thought of coloring on my designer series paper, but because the foil is already sealed with some kind of sealant, it's resistant to any other thing that you're going to color over the top of it, any water or anything like that. So yeah, so there we go. Happy little card. And I didn't draw his full face because drawing his full face is going to be really hard. You're going to have a much harder time trying to draw his full face because, you know, you have to be like an artist to try and draw the eyes and the whole thing. So that's why I went ahead and just settled with the design that Rafiki had in the movie so that it could still give that look. And they also used this design with, they also used that design, or that, that design with the Lion King Broadway musical. And that is just another option, you know, of where I've got it from. So, yeah, so there we go. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. That was a pretty quick card. I mean, obviously the cutting takes a little time, but once you copy it, and so you could do the same thing, but not color them if you didn't want to. You could just put the white and silver and even change these background colors, you know, you could do whatever you wanted. I wanted it to be a little more literal to the movie, so I stuck with that. So there we go. There's our card. So, all right, well, I hope you have a great day. And remember, this Whale Done stamp set, I used it for Pinocchio. I used it for Little Nemo and a few different things. Don't forget that this stamp set is retiring. And so is the punch. The little whale punch is also retiring. And I love the whale punch. which I'm so bummed. So both of those are retiring, and you don't want that. You don't want to miss out. They will start discounting the retiring items on the 4th. If you are already a demonstrator, like my friend Sylvia and I, you can start ordering. I think you can start no, I don't think we can order the discounted things yet. I think we have to wait until the 6th or the 4th as well. Yeah, I was thinking, no, I could get the discount now, but no, I can't. But we can already see the catalog online because we are demonstrators. The new catalog that's coming out is so pretty. So anyway, all right. Well, I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys on Monday.